Hi, my name is Joe Randazzo, and me and my wife Lorraine have lived in this community for 14 years. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the history of this community and what Lennar tried to do with us. Lennar did not contribute 1 cent to our budget, even though most builders do contribute until we are filled with all the homes being sold and we have enough money to be independent. What Lennar did was they gave us a loan for the shortfall and then expected us to pay it back. Well, when I found out all about that, I demanded that we start a finance committee. I wanted to review all their finances, which we did. I also went and met with Senator Leonard Connors and some other senators, assemblymen, Governor Christie, and asked them for help. They got me in touch with the Department of Community Affairs and the Office of Legislative Services. And they reviewed my 150-page write-up, explained to them what I think Lennar was doing wrong. Now, at the board meetings, Lennar would tend to ignore us when we get up to ask them questions. So one of the ways we worked around that is this little group that we had that fought with Lennar externally, not internally. We all went out and purchased Lennar stock. So the Lennar board could not ignore us because we were putting pressure on corporate Lennar and threatening to go to the corporate Lennar stockholder meetings. So, with the help of all these people, and I guess 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years of my life with other people's, the result was we ended up getting close to $7 million in savings, with the last 2.4 or $5 million coming from the transition settlement. And this is why your monthly maintenance figures are so low and why we have a lot of money in reserve funds. In the state of New Jersey, for a community of our size, with all of our facilities, we have the lowest monthly maintenance in the state, and we probably have more reserve funds than any other community of our size. I also had to write a brief to the Supreme Court, a 200-page brief, outlining to them what their lawyer was doing to us, just trying to get their lawyer in check. Well, I didn't get any satisfaction from them, but their lawyer had to go out and hire a lawyer, and it stopped him from making any other moves that would hurt us. Okay? Now, all the actions that resulted in us getting a lot of money for this community. I also, hold on. I told you I also started the finance committee. I created our budget with a line-by-line explanation, and I created a normal budget, not the ones with highs and lows that Lennar had that hid everything, because I went through it line by line and found all the things that they were doing. They were also using our reserve funds to give us a loan, and we didn't have the reserve funds to invest for our future repairs. Well, when all of this come out, Lennar was all over the place. So we finally got to the point of now where our common enemy, Lennar, is gone, and now we have a board which has to represent the entire community, not just the section where the board person lives in, because what you're going to have is 5 board members and all of their friends and neighbors are going to be pushing them in opposite directions. We need board members that are going to do what's best for the community as a whole and not for their pet peeves or their pet projects, i.e. like golf or tennis or volleyball or anything like that. We need an open board. So this election is extremely key that we get board members who could work together, who understand the ins and outs of the daily functions of this community. So this election is extremely, extremely important. And the last thing we need, which I've noticed within the last couple of weeks, is these groups threatening board members to withdraw from running and trying to tell us who to vote for. We don't need that. We are the residents of this community. We should determine who will be on our board. And we should do the necessary homework to determine who is the best candidate to be elected to our board. Now, that's important. That doesn't mean that you listen to what a neighbor tells you. You listen with someone who tells you someone to vote because you're just lazy and don't want to get involved in finding out the real information. You owe it to yourself and to the future of this community to remain prosperous, to be wealthy, to be healthy, to be secure. So this election is extremely important, and I ask you to please take the time and really decide on your own with the information available who you're going to vote for. Thank you.